you understand that we went over perpendicular and parallel lines. And we went over them in terms of slope. But now we're going to go over them in terms of geometry. So, a perpendicular. The term perpendicular means the following. So perpendicular means that the lines are joined or intersected at right angles. So basically, lines could be segments, rays, or lines that go on forever in any direction, cross at right angles. And we know right angles to be 90 degrees. So an example of this would be line, let's call this line L. And coming out of this, we'll call this line P. Checking on the protractor, we can see that line L and line P form a 90-degree angle. Notice that P is not a line, but a ray, because it only goes in one direction. Also note that L is a straight line and P intersects at 90 degrees. Therefore, P and L are perpendicular. However, note that if this is a straight line and this is 90 degrees, we know that to get all the way around has to be 180. So if one side is 90 degrees, that means the other angle is also 90 degrees as well, and they are supplementary angles. Now, let's take P from a ray to a line and extend it down. Now we have perpendicular lines P and L. So this measurement here is 180. So this is 90, and as well as this. So the angles add up to be 360. 360 degrees is a full circle. 360 degrees will take us from one point on L all the way around and back to that same point. So perpendicular lines have 4 right angles, and if you notice, all the angles are congruent, and you have sets of adjacent angles. So this angle A is adjacent to angle B, angle A is also adjacent to angle D, and angle D is adjacent to angle C, and C is adjacent to B. And again, you can have perpendicular lines. You can have a perpendicular with a line and a ray, a perpendicular with a line and a segment, 2 segments that are perpendicular, and so on. The symbol for perpendicular looks a lot like 2 perpendicular segments. Its red is perpendicular to. I can write line P is perpendicular to line L. So the symbol is read as is perpendicular to. Again, line P is perpendicular to line L. Now let's go over parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines within the same plane that never intersect. If you notice, line L and line P are parallel. They can continue on in the direction that they're going and never cross paths or never intersect. Also, if you notice, the distance between the two is the same. The symbol for parallel is 2 lines straight up. that symbol is read is parallel to. So we could write line L is parallel to line P. The symbol 2 lines and a slash through it means is not parallel. So if I were to draw a line and let's call this line R, I can say that line R is not parallel to line L. Line R is also not parallel to line P. So this is the symbol for parallel, and this is read is not parallel to.